Speaker number one happens to be our educational vice president. She absented herself. Yes. She absented herself from the meeting with our permission, with the president's permission, I might add, for the purposes of reviewing Lance Miller's presentation on building a championship club. Tonight, her speech will be a review of what it is she saw and what it takes for us to become a championship club. Now, I ask those of you who are muted to unmute yourselves. Yes, unmute yourselves. That's great. Wonderful. Now I want you to give Shirley Rowell a warm, wonderful round of applause, and then mute yourself again. All right.
That's awesome. Standing ovation at the end, please. No. Okay, fellow Toastmasters and guests, I'm honored to be able to take a night off to go to the District 48 to see Lance in his speech and to see what we can learn and about being a championship club. I'm going to be giving this speech sitting down. When I went, I thought he was going to be doing a presentation or doing a speech. No, he just sat down and talked. He just sat down at the desk and just talked. So that's what I'm going to do tonight. Lance Miller, let me tell you a little about him first. He has been with Toastmasters over 30 years. Can you imagine how good you might be if you've been in it for 30 years? 30 years. Now, when he started off, he was a professional person. He's had a lot of leadership skills, but he had someone that kept saying, come to Toastmasters. And he said, what do I need Toastmasters for? You know, he wasn't really interested, but this fellow just kept on. You got to come. It's so exciting. You have to come. He asked him 8 different times. He would not stop. How many times have we asked somebody and they say, nope, and we let it go? You have to get a little excited about it and keep on. I mean, you don't have to bug them. I mean, there is a no that really is a no. But when you show your excitement in something that you got out of it. So we got Lance Miller. Now, he had a club built, 95 members. Can you imagine that? And at that time, they had a ranking of the top Toastmasters clubs in the world, and he was number 4. So there's got to be a lot going on in that club. So what was all that? First of all, he said you had to build a culture. What is that? I mean, that's like people that take ownership of their club to be what it should be in Toastmasters. Let me tell you a couple of points that he made that I got from it. You need to have a club that's exhilarating. Are we all excited? Do we come all pumped up? Does our president start off with all this excitement, you know, to get people going? Because it does feed into the audience. We come and we're kind of tired, you know, whatever it is, but that is just part of it. So use your vocal variety a little bit more. That's what I'm gonna do. Anyway, another thing is he went over what do we really get from Toastmasters, and it's all about personal development. And we get communication skills, and table topics is one of the favorites of everyone because they talk short time, but they all get to speak. So we're developing our communication skills. Coaching, we get evaluations. Where can you go where you feel okay giving a speech and you're not put down, but you get to practice. Meeting management. We need to like watch the timing and keep things moving along, because if you drag in and talk about this and that, the other, that's what you're getting, and it's not an exhilarating meeting. I'd throw that in. And then leadership. We get leadership skills in all this, where you can take an officer. So taking ownership of the club. So are you proud of Carrollwood? Are we taking, a part and moving on? Membership is a responsibility of everyone to share and tell them about it, not just one person. I know Jim Sims, every time we go out to eat, he asks the waitress or waiter, he says, you heard about Toastmasters? And what about the person at the car wash or something? You can make cards up and give them out, and I can show you how to do that. So if you ever want a card, I can show you how to make one up, but talk to people about it. That's how we're going to grow. Then there's a couple other things. Are we having fun? Do we recognize everyone? I mean, it is really, to me, the most exhilarating thing in Toastmasters to me is to see the members excel. The thing that's most exhilarating to me is when I do something I don't think I can do, and then I do it. So to me, growth is very important. Talking to Alyssa, she couldn't make it tonight, but she was saying that maybe we could even create something like a workshop once a month on a Saturday to be able to teach us some of the skills that we don't really get in a meeting because of the time mentioned. So being creative is another thing. Lance talked a lot, and they were asking about how in the world do you do a meeting with that many people? Their meetings are 3 hours long, and if they need more speakers, they have another Saturday that you do it on. Talk about dedication. So you have to have a core people that are really wanting your club to excel. Overall, it was a pep talk, and I know that if you really, really want to hear him speak, you can go to YouTube or like read the email that Jim Sims is always sending out. He sends out so much information. I'm really proud of him. But anyway, bottom line, what is the main ingredient that you need for a successful club? And that's for you to take ownership of our club being successful. And you know what that involves in stepping up, trying different things, teaching others. So we're here to learn, to teach, and to serve. So that is what I got from the review. And thank you for giving me a night off, which it wasn't a night off, but I really did enjoy his speech. Thank you very much.
Mr. General Evaluator. Shirley, I loved the enthusiasm you brought to this speech. You really captured the essence of what it means to be exhilarating, and you brought in that spirit likewise. You do emphasize on vocal variety to be a vital aspect of any club, and I completely agree with that. And you yourself, through your speech, brought quite a lot of vocal variety. You also eloquently and properly outlined the values that are associated with Toastmasters. And each and every one of us within the audience today, you equipped us with the knowledge that we can impart those around us to spread the word of Toastmasters, to spread the values and benefits associated with Toastmasters. So great job on that. It was proficient, eloquent, and you really put yourself in the light of an officer and what it means to be an officer, and how an officer is that model of, club spirit and collective upliftment. Also, through the questions that you asked, within your speech, they were good points for each of us to introspect how we can grow, not only as speakers and members of Toastmaster, but also as I'm sorry, I meant to say not only as speakers, but also as members of Toastmasters, because each one of us has a role beyond being a mere speaker or an evaluator. We're firstly members of Caribou Toastmasters, so we have to reciprocate all that we're receiving from this club and allow and facilitate the growth of the club itself, to make it to foster an environment that is more conducive to collective learning. Also, you efficiently embed the emotion of exhilaration. I lost my count of how many times you actually used it, but your speech did really embody the essence of what it means to be exhilarating. And you put us all to authority, most importantly. You asked us, what can we do as individuals? So great job on that. I don't really have anything for you to improve, because you shed light on how important ownership is and how important it is to step up our games individually and as members of the club. And you've given us all the resources we possibly could need to educate ourselves on the avenues through which we can grow individually as well as collectively, and the ways in which we can incorporate more people from outside to grow our club and Toastmasters International holistically. So wonderful job on that. I do not have anything for you to improve today, and amazing job on really keeping the liveliness of the club alive today. Thank you.